In this video, I will be discussing time and space complexity of finding all odd numbers in a given array. So how does the algorithm works? The algorithm iterates through each element of the given array and checks whether the element is odd. If the condition element modulo 2 is not equals to 0, evaluates to true. The element is added to the result list of odd numbers. So here's the step-by-step breakdown with example. Given an input array 1, 4, 7, 8, 11, and 14. So first, initialize an empty list to store odd numbers. Second, iterate through each element in the array. So given an input array 1, 4, 7, 8, 11, and 14, so these elements will be checked if this meets the condition. So the first element is 1. It checks if 1 modulo 2 is not equal to 0, which is true. Then it will be added to odd numbers. And the second element is 4. Check if 4 modulo 2 is not equals to 0, which is false, so we will skip this. The third element is 7. Check if 7 modulo 2 is not equals to 0, and which is true, so it will be added to odd numbers. The fourth element is 8. Check if 8 modulo 2 is not equals to 0, which is false, so this will be skipped. So the fifth element is 11. Check if 11 modulo 2 is not equals to 0, and it is true, so it will be added to odd numbers. And the last element is 14. Check if 14 modulo 2 is not equals to 0, which is false, so this will be skipped. So after the iteration of each elements, here here are the final list of odd numbers: 1, 7, and 11. And now the complexity analysis and computation. So here's a pseudocode for us to determine the frequency of each operation in the code. And now we have this pseudocode with the corresponding frequency of each operation. So we have this 1 plus n plus 1 that equals to 2 of 2 and 3n, or the 2 plus 3n. And now we can ignore the constant, so that give us the O of n time complexity. This algorithm efficiently identifies and stores odd numbers from an input array with a time complexity of O of n and space complexity of O of n. It iterates through each element, performing constant time operations to check and store odd values.